Hello friends. Hello everyone.
Hello friends, my name is Bintou.
My name is Bintou and
welcome back to my channel.
I am on the road to 500 subscribers.
First, actually, I woke up to 1,000 subscribers. I got the email from YouTube. One of the things that's super exciting is that this channel will be monetized really soon. So I want to take a moment to thank everyone watching this video that is subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Well, thank you so much. You guys are the true fans. And I hope—
Hello friends, my name is Bintou and welcome back to my channel. And today is a super exciting video because this video is celebrating my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. And I want to begin by, first of all, welcoming all of my regular viewers and also giving you guys a huge thank you for joining me on this crazy YouTube journey over the past year. It's been really fun and I've done a lot of learning and a lot of growing over the past year. But ultimately, all of that is due to the support of all of you guys that tune in and watch my videos on a weekly or sort of bi-weekly basis. I have some of the best people who watch and comment on my videos. And if you're watching now, drop a comment below letting me know what city you're watching from. So to celebrate my 1 year on YouTube, I thought I would do a YouTube anniversary tag. And I kind of made these questions up, but they were questions that I really wanted to kind of reflect on as I got to this 1 year mark. And in the second half of the video, I thought it'd be really cool to delve into some of the analytics of what 1 year on YouTube looks like. And that stuff's probably more interesting to other people that are actually on YouTube. So I'm gonna save it for the end. But without any further ado, let's get into these questions. And also, by the way, if you're a YouTuber and you're coming up on your anniversary, whether it's 1 year, 3 or 5 years, definitely feel free to steal these questions and use them and do a tag video. I'd love to see it. So the first question is, how have you changed from your first video to now? And I think this is one of those things where basically every YouTuber will say this. It's kind of cringe to go back and look at your first couple of videos. Even though it was only a year ago, you kind of do a lot of growing in a year and a lot of learning. So I think that first of all, I feel more comfortable in front of the camera. And so it's easier for me to film. It used to take me so long to film videos because I would start filming and it would just like, I never knew what to say. And I learned that I'm the kind of person that kind of has to have some sort of outline to get going. I would say in addition to sort of camera presence, I think that I've also grown in terms of the structure of my videos and also the editing aspect of them. So for example, I've done a lot better of a job of just getting straight into the point than I used to do when I first started. And I feel like I've also kicked up my editing game quite a lot from where I first started, where it was mostly just cut, which is still what I do in a lot of my videos because they're pretty simple, but I've learned like small little details to add that make it a little bit more fun to watch. The second question I have on here is, what video are you most proud of and why? And I really like this question. And I think the video that I'm probably most proud of, there's maybe two of them. The first one is actually a book review and it's on my channel and it's the book review of Not a Crime to Be Poor. And I'm really proud of this video because I think it's probably the best book review that I've ever done on this channel. It was very detailed. It took me a good chunk of time to put it together. And even though book reviews don't do as well, like individual book reviews, which makes sense because you kind of had to have read the book to be really interested in it. It was also a book that I just loved. It was such a good book. And I learned a lot that I hadn't ever known before from reading that book. So definitely that video. And then I would say my reading stats video as well for the end of the year. I don't know, I just had a lot of fun putting that video together. There's something about looking back on your entire year of reading and then compiling all of that information into charts and putting up in a video and dissecting it on the internet for everyone to see. I had a lot of fun creating that video. I had a lot of fun editing that video and I have fun watching it. So that's probably also gonna be one of my favorites as well. Question number 3, what has been your most popular video? So by far and away, my most popular videos on my channel are my Kindle videos. It's kind of funny because those videos are they're more on the educational side. And I mean, I am an educator, so it sort of makes sense. And obviously people research Kindles from when they're trying to purchase them. So it makes sense that those kind of got a lot of traction. I think it's really neat that a lot of people watch those videos and then stuck around for the actual reading part too. And I mean, I love my Kindle device, so if I can kind of share it with a whole bunch of other people, I think that's really neat. The fourth question is, what was an unexpected surprise of being on YouTube? I think a lot of it is just unexpected. It's really, I think the most unexpected surprise is just how kind a whole bunch of random strangers on the internet can be in like your comment section. And the fact that people like listen to me, if that makes sense. So like when I make recommendations or when I do my reviews, I'll get comments or DMs where people are like, yeah, I read this based on your recommendation, or I bought this because of your video. That's really really awesome. And it kind of blew my mind the first time that it happened, and it continues to blow my mind that people kind of watch my videos and then buy things based on what I say. I think that's a really cool surprise of being on YouTube. And with books in particular, that's really important because I feel like books they can be such a commitment. So if someone picks up a book based on your recommendation, that's like a really high compliment. So I really appreciate when people say that in the comment section for sure. Question number 5 is, what's the hardest thing about creating videos for YouTube? And I think for me, the hardest thing after a while is deciding what to film. Like editing, of course, is hard, and you kind of hear all YouTubers complain about that. And editing can be fun sometimes. Sometimes it is a pain. It just depends on how big of a project I'm willing to make it. But at the end of the day, editing is for the most part pretty straightforward. It's really coming up with good video ideas that people will want to watch. I think that is what has been really difficult. After a year, I still randomly will come up with ideas, and I try to keep a running list on like my phone and stuff. But I would say like good video ideas, those are really difficult to come by. The next question is thoughts on equipment. What has been the most useful piece of equipment you have bought for your channel? That I think will definitely have to go to this microphone. So I've got a microphone pinned on my shirt here, and you can kind of tell because as I get closer, my voice should get a little bit clearer. And this microphone was not very expensive. I think it was $25 when I bought it. I think the price has increased since then. I'm gonna leave an affiliate link down in the description box for this. But yeah, no one has ever complained about my audio, and I owe that to this microphone. I noticed that in some of my earlier videos, my audio isn't as crisp. And this is maybe my first like 8 to 10 videos. That's when I decided to invest in this little microphone. And for 25 bucks, I mean, I've been using it for most of the year that I've been on this platform. And it just does a really good job. I mean, it's not super fancy. There are obviously better microphones, particularly ones that you can kind of hide. But I don't think anyone cares. And I really don't care either. So I don't care to hide it. It does the job. This microphone is corded and just plugs right into my camera. So it's not very useful if you need to move around. But most of my videos involve me sitting and talking to the camera. So this works out really well for me. A lot of like advice channels will mention like audio is really important. And I think that is pretty true. You definitely want to make sure your audio is good. And then visuals, anything that you can capture on a smartphone these days is going to look good no matter what. Learning to mess around with lighting was one of the things that I had to figure out though. The 7th question I have on here is, have you had to deal with negative feedback or comments? How did you handle it? I would say for the most part, like I said, my audience is very positive and they just have been really, really fantastic. I think it's only when you get into videos where there have been a large viewership. So like my Kindle videos, for example, where I kind of get random people that are just searching on there. That is the only place that I've seen comments that are on the negative side. And for me, I usually just ignore them or I'll respond really politely. And funny enough, I did that once to a really rude comment and then that person changed their comment. So it goes to show you that sometimes, what's the saying, you catch more fleas with honey or something like that. So either I ignore them or I respond kindly and I thank them for their comment and just move along. Negative comments don't bother me too much. No one's really attacked me personally, but also I think that I just don't take these things personally. Part of that is from my day job. Spend most of my day trying to teach kids that don't want to learn certain things. And a lot of times they're dealing with their own issues. And so over the course of your career, you kind of learn not to take these things personally. And I've carried that over here onto YouTube. What I do appreciate though is constructive criticism. And I have had subscribers leave those in the comment section. So for example, someone mentioned like the music or sound effect, that is really useful information for me. So I think that I would encourage that because that helps me edit my videos better. Because sometimes I miss that thing or it doesn't really bother me, but it may bother other people. So that's definitely useful and I would appreciate that as well. And then the last question I have on here is, what advice would you give to someone thinking of starting YouTube? I think that one of the common pieces of advice that goes around is start before you're ready. And I think that's really true. I remember my first video came from me just literally sitting down one day and just going, okay, I'm gonna do this. And just started filming. And I didn't put the pressure on myself that I had to post that video. I just had to film it. And then I had to edit it. And in the end, it was good enough that I was like, okay, well, I'll just post it. And then I set a commitment to myself. So my commitment was at least 1 to 2 years. And if after 1 to 2 years, I decided that I wasn't enjoying it anymore, then I'm welcome to just quit. And I had given it a really good shot. basically was the idea. So yeah, definitely just start before you're ready. You don't even have to tell anyone. Like I didn't tell anyone in my personal life that I started a YouTube channel until I hit maybe like 500 subscribers. And most of my friends don't even watch my videos. I have like maybe one friend that consistently watches my videos and comments on my videos. The rest of my friends will periodically watch them, but most people just don't care. And so that's one of the things that you learn along the way. As for more tangible pieces of advice, I would say figure out an organizational system that's gonna work well. So video files, I learned, are extraordinarily large and they take up a lot of space. Particularly, I started off filming in 4K. I don't do that anymore because it was kind of slowing down my computer. Those files are massive. And then once you have an organizational system in place, that'll help storing your data be a lot easier. And then also you just don't have to learn everything all at once. So, you know, I kind of learn little by little and improve along the way. But I think that when you first start, there's like this overwhelming pressure to try to make perfect videos. And it's just not gonna happen. No matter what, when you're a year down the road, you're going to cringe at your initial videos. And it is what it is. And I mean, my most viewed video is one of the first 3 videos that I uploaded, and it was filmed on my phone with no microphone. And I edited it super quickly and it wasn't great. So it goes to show you, as long as the information is good, it doesn't really matter. All right, those are all the reflection questions that I really wanted to get to. For the second part of this video, we're actually going to switch over to my computer and my webcam, and I'm gonna be going through some of the analytics, so like the backside of having been on YouTube for 1 year. So if you're interested in that information, definitely keep on watching. All right, and we're back. So I had pre-recorded the other parts to this video, but I had really wanted to capture the analytics part as close to the 1 year mark as possible. And my 1 year anniversary was on May 20th, and today is May 24th. So I got pretty close. So now we're gonna jump into the analytics portion of YouTube, which you're gonna follow on my computer screen. And I'm gonna start the screen share. So the first thing that I'll do is actually just show the lifetime. So we're looking at basically a year's worth of stuff. And you can kind of see I started right here on May 20th of 2020, and now we're here on about May 24th of 2021. So overall, I just passed the 100,000 views for my lifetime, so 100,404. That is unbelievable. It's really hard to imagine 100,000 views, which is crazy. 8,300 watch hours. This one's not really that important to me anymore. Once you pass the monetization, I don't think this matters as much. I've amassed a total of 2,700 subscribers. Again, I did not expect this much in 1 year. I thought I would maybe hit 1,000 in 1 year. You'll see there's this like huge spike over here somewhere at the start of my channel. This was when very, very early on, Ariel had put me in the description box of one of her videos. And so I got like a ton of subscribers from that. And I think a lot of them stayed, which is really nice. People that came over have commented every once in a while that they came from Ariel and they've managed to stay, which I think is really, really neat. And then in terms of lifetime revenue, so from AdSense, I've made up to this point, up to today exactly, since it actually goes up to the day before, I made about $390.89. This is all in US dollars, of course, which again, that's really neat. I did not expect to make any money within my first year or first 2 years. That being said, of course, $390, which let's just say 400 for a year's worth of work of filming and editing, and uploading and commenting and all of that. Like, obviously this is not something that you want to do to get paid for, because that's so far below what could even be considered minimum wage. It's not even worth calculating, because you can see from the very beginning all the way up to this point, I didn't get monetized until about January of 2021. But all of that was pretty much me uploading 1 to 2 videos every single week, and it's flatlined at 0. So that's a long time. And so if you don't really enjoy making the videos, it definitely just isn't worth it. The other tab that I find really cool is, say, the audience tab, for example, particularly down here. So most of my watchers are not subscribed, but I think that's mostly because, again, it's people watching my review videos. And I think that's totally fair. Like, you probably just want to watch the review, but don't need to subscribe for all of the other booktube content. But a lot of people that do watch the reviews do still stick around. So that's really neat. Geographies, I have pretty much half my audience is from the United States, which makes sense because I also live in the United States. But it looks like my next biggest chunk is viewers from the UK, and then from Canada, India, and then Australia. So mostly the English speaking countries, which makes sense. It looks like my Gender is split pretty much right down the middle, but most of my viewers fall into the 25 to 34-year-old category, which makes sense because I also myself fall into the 25 to 34-year-old category. And then lastly, we can look here at this revenue tab because I think that also adds a little bit more information to the story. So again, this is lifetime revenue here. So the CPM is the cost, I guess the advertisers pay, but then the RPM is what you get paid. And this is per 1,000 views. So down here, you can kind of see the monthly revenue here breakdown. So January was my first month monetized, and I got monetized, I think, on the 11th of the month. So I didn't quite hit the $100 mark here. Same thing in February, and YouTube does not pay you out until you hit $100. Now I did get January and February combined then in March, because together they made up more than $100. March, not so hot here at 68, but then my first ever $100 month came in April, which was last month. So I was actually able to get a payout for that month, although it just got combined with March. And we're currently in May, and I think I'm gonna hit another $100 month in May, which is really neat. There's still another week left to the month, and I've got $82 here, so I think I actually will probably hit that.
I'm editing this video here, and I thought that I should jump in and mention that this is all pre-tax money, so the government has not taken its cut yet. And to be honest, it probably won't, because I'm still gonna be net negative anyway, so it works out.
You can see that most of my revenue here comes from ads, and mostly from those skippable ads. But here's what I actually want to look at is my top earning videos are going to be videos that I made a long time ago. And they're all related to my Kindle videos, basically, because those are the ones that get the most amount of views. So this audiobooks on Kindle, which I kind of just threw together over the summer, last summer, I didn't even think it was that great, but that video has made more money than any other video on my channel. Same thing with the On Your Kindle Oasis, my first ever review of the Kindle. I had shot that. That was one of the first 2 videos that I uploaded. I shot it on my phone with no microphone or anything, no concept of lighting. And again, it's my second highest earning video. My second review is up there, and that's probably gonna surpass my first review because it actually is much better done. And then favorite Kindle settings, I actually had a lot of fun making that video. It was really fun to shoot and also to edit. I had a lot of fun with the sound effects on that one. And then Audible versus script, that one is kind of surprising, but I guess people probably are comparing those two. All right, so that's the back end in terms of analytics from YouTube. The one other thing that I will mention is that if you look in my description box, you'll notice that I do have Amazon affiliate links in there. So I also have made money through those. And a lot of them have come from basically Kindle sales. And that is shocking. Like, people have watched my reviews and decided to click on those links and buy that device. And the affiliate income can actually add a pretty good chunk. So for example, if I look at my Amazon affiliate, I can see that year to date, I made about $97 this year. And if I look at it from last year, which is technically when I started, I made a total of about $68 last year. So together, what is that, about $160 something from affiliate links since I have had my channel in its entire lifetime. And then the third revenue source would be affiliate income from Audible, which again, I have like an Audible link in my description. So if anyone signs up for a free trial using my Audible link, I get a commission off of that as well. That, I believe, has been about $150 for the entire lifetime, although I have yet to ever be paid by Audible. I think for the longest time I hadn't filled out my tax information, so they never paid me. I've since filled it out, but I still got paid, and I haven't had the time to sort that out. So we'll see if I actually ever get that. But yeah, that's kind of like the business side, I guess, of a YouTube channel. And also perhaps a fair warning that you probably shouldn't expect to make riches off of a small YouTube channel either. That being said, I never at the start of this thought that I would actually make any money off of the internet. So even a couple $100, I think that's really, really neat. It's taught me a lot and also kind of showed me what is possible. And that's where the true value comes in for me. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Once again, thank you so much to everyone that watches my video, especially the subscribers that I know that keep coming back every single week to watch me sit on my floor and talk about books and Kindles and audiobooks. I really appreciate it. Here's to hoping I've got at least another good year on this platform. And as always, thank you, friends, for watching, and I'll see you next week.